I'm going to show you a tutorial today how to do a network scan with Nmap. Now this is a pretty good tool to use. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you've mastered it, then it's awesome. So again, we're going to be scanning our Metasploitable 2 machine, which is a Linux box which has various different vulnerabilities built into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and scan for some of those now. So firstly, I'm going to pretend I don't know anything about what the IP is. So I'm just going to do an ifconfig as it's on my network. Oops, if I can spell it. And then I can see that I'm on a /24 network. So I'm just going to do a simple scan of this entire range here. So what we can do is just copy that address and then do nmap -sn. This is just like a basic no port scan, just trying to see if there's any hosts up. So 192.168.59.1, and we can just do /24, and that tells us that it's going to scan all 254 hosts on our network. So actually what I might do is add a -v into that statement for verbosity. Just shows that I can see what's going on as it's doing it. That's a lot better, isn't it? And you can see straight away it's found a few hosts there. Well, it's found a lot that are down. What have we got here? This one here is up, which is actually our machine. So we'll just see if there's anything else that's connected. Nope, just that one. So we can copy that. Now we know the address that we want to scan of the Metasploitable machine. So we can just do nmap -s uppercase s. So that's like a SYN TCP scan. Then we can do -s v, and that's like a version scan. So it's going to scan the version of everything that's on the network. So and then we will want to select the ports. If you do -p minus, then it will scan all 65,000 hosts, or sorry, ports, which is exactly what we want. Just in case you try and be sneaky with this and try and put it on something that's, you know, like an unknown port. And then from here we can just put the address for which we want to scan, and then do -v again for verbosity. And then what we can do is just specify an output file. So you can do -o, we'll call it Metasploitable 2.txt, and that just means it's going to write to that file there. Okay, and let's run that there. You can see it's finding tons of stuff already. And that's where the -v comes in handy, because you can see that it's working. And we can also see that it's scanned 65,535 ports. Now it's doing the services at the moment. It's got 30 services to scan. So I might pause the video at this point because I'm not entirely sure how long it takes. It might take a few minutes. Okay, pausing now. So the scan's now finished, and as you can see, the sv command has let us know what version is running on which port, and which service is also open. So FTP is open, running VSTPD 2.3.4. Now that looks like it's definitely vulnerable to a known exploit. It's worth also doing a UDP scan as well. So we can just bring up that same query, and instead of doing a SS for a SYN scan, we do SU for a UDP scan. So the SYN scan was just doing TCP ports, so we want to also check out UDP ports. However, I'd recommend just removing the -P option and then just using their default, which would be like the top 1000 ports. So we can do that, and then just change this to a different writable file, call it UDP, and then we can let that go. There you can see it's scanning the top 1000 ports, as I previously mentioned. This is probably going to take a little bit longer, so again I'm going to pause the video here. Okay, so that scan took a little bit longer than expected, but as you can see, it's found some UDP ports there as well. So looking at port 53 there, ISC bind 9.4.1, might be worth looking into. So I'm going to show you another thing we can do with Nmap. So if we go back to our TCP command here, we can add in a -A command there, and that is basically running some of the top scripts from the script engine within Nmap. So it's actually really useful, and with something like this, it can give us some valuable information into a host. So I'm going to use that one, and then we can save it again to A, exploitable 2A, that's also TCP, so you can save it like that, and then let that scan, and then you'll be able to see the difference in the two scans once it's finished running the various scripts. So again, I'm just going to pause this because it will take slightly longer this time, because it's got to run numerous scripts against the port scan. Okay, so our -A option has finished. So as you can see, it's given us much more information than previously, just because it's run these various scripts against it. So for example, it's still found the same amount of ports and done our version information, but it's also run this script to see if anonymous FTP login is allowed, and it looks like it is. So that would be worth something, to look into. So that's about it really. With all these options, it should give you a good insight into how Nmap works, but there are many other things that you can do with it. It's a really good tool, and I'd highly recommend it. Thanks for watching, guys.